OpenAI just dropped Sora 2, an AI video generator that's almost too real to believe. Overnight, the internet went insane. Sam Altman's face was deepfaked into memes, eBay invite codes were selling for cash, and the clips looked straight out of Hollywood. This thing nails physics, syncs voices, and lets anyone drop themselves into any scene. The launch feels less like an update and more like a new era of video, so let's break it down. Now, if you rewind a bit, the first Sora model came out in February of 2024. Back then, OpenAI described it as their GPT-1 moment for video. Before that, AI video was a total mess. People would melt into the background, objects would vanish mid-shot, and if you tried to make someone shoot a basketball, the ball would magically teleport into the hoop. Sora 1 was when that stopped. For the first time, it felt like video generation had rules. Objects stayed where they were supposed to stay, actions played out in order, and it wasn't just random noise anymore. Sora 2 is a whole different story. People are calling it the GPT 3.5 of video. It's not flawless, but the jump is massive. The mistakes now look like the kind of slip-ups a real person might make. A gymnast stumbles instead of glitching out of existence. A ball bounces off the rim instead of teleporting through the net. The physics engine feels like it actually understands water, weight, ice, balance, all the little details that make the world feel real. That deeper simulation of reality is the real breakthrough here, and it matters way beyond entertainment. OpenAI is aiming at a future where these systems aren't just spitting out videos, but running robots and world simulators. But let's talk about the style, because that's where people's jaws really hit the floor. Sora 2 can do cinematic realism, anime, cartoon, full dialogue scenes, you name it. It follows complex, multi-shot instructions and keeps track of what's happening across cuts. And it doesn't just generate video anymore, it does synchronized audio too. Voices, background noise, sound effects, it all comes out in sync with the visuals.
That's why we're launching Sora 2 inside the Sora app, allowing everyone to push the limits of their imagination and create in ways we never thought possible.
Some of the demos OpenAI showed off looked and sounded like actual short films, not just AI experiments. And then they added this feature called Cameo. This is where things got wild. You give Sora a short sample of your face and voice, and you're in the video. You can drop yourself into any scene, whether it's a cooking show, an action sequence, or a fantasy battle. At OpenAI's office, employees were already remixing themselves into each other's clips before launch. Sounds fun, right? But the second it hit the public, Sam Altman himself became the internet's favorite character to mess with. In less than a day, people flooded social media with Altman clips. He was shown sneaking GPUs off Target shelves, awkwardly hitting on users, starring in skibidi toilet videos, even rapping from a toilet. At one point, someone made him walk into a South Park episode and argue with Cartman. Altman took it pretty calmly. He even said, scrolling through endless memes of yourself is less weird than you'd expect. But it immediately raised a big question. Where does consent fit into this? Sure, CEOs and celebrities are used to being parodied, but regular people aren't. If anyone can throw your face into a video, even as a joke, what happens when it spreads beyond your control? That ties straight into the copyright storm this model unleashed. Within hours of launch, people were pumping out entire scenes from Cyberpunk 2077, Disney films, Naruto, Studio Ghibli, you name it. OpenAI's stance is that copyrighted content is allowed by default unless the rights holders actively opt out. That's a complete flip from how copyright usually works. Normally, you need permission first. Now, unless you step in to stop it, your work is fair game. One AI developer, Ruslan Volkov, even said if this becomes standard, copyright basically collapses. And even if companies do opt out, stopping it completely is almost impossible. Pirate data sets already scrape anything that's online. And of course, the internet went straight for the NSFW limits. Within hours, there were glossy, Sora-generated sex toy commercials, toga parties with doll-like nudity, and sim-style sex scenes. OpenAI has filters to block sexual content, violence, propaganda, and self-harm, but people were already finding loopholes. You can't make a bikini scene, but you can generate yourself smoking 10 blunts in an office. Smoking crack, though, that gets blocked. So the moderation system is inconsistent at best. All of this chaos actually overshadowed something important. Sora 2 didn't just launch as a model, it launched as a full iOS app. And the app looks a lot like TikTok. You get a feed of short, scrollable AI videos featuring whatever people generate with or without cameos. When you sign up, it asks you to build your digital likeness. You speak a few numbers, turn your head so the app records your face and voice, and then you pick who can use it, everyone, just your friends, or nobody. And here's the kicker. Even if someone puts you in a clip but never posts it, it still shows up on your account page, so you know it happened. Wired tested the app and said most of the early viral clips were, again, Sam Altman, him stealing GPUs, him pleading with security guards, him popping up in South Park. The voice syncing was scarily accurate, though sometimes buggy.
Look, Stan, my brand new Sora 2 account. In a week, I'm gonna have the most followers in all of South Park. Wow.
Cartman's whiny voice came out of Altman's mouth in one clip. The app also had some weird double standards. It blocked bikini videos of the Wired reporter. It refused to generate Taylor Swift impersonators or suicide attempts. But Pokemon videos, no problem. Pikachu and Bulbasaur went straight through. Now that's part of the bigger copyright issue. According to the Wall Street Journal, rights holders have to actively pull themselves out of Sora's dataset. So while Swift might get blocked, Pokemon slipped through at launch. That inconsistency has lawyers sharpening their knives already. Meanwhile, the invite system added gasoline to the hype. Every new user got 4 invite codes. By the next day, eBay had more than 20 completed sales of those codes, going for anywhere between $10.99 and $45. OpenAI quickly jumped on Discord to warn people it violated their terms of service, but the demand was already out of control. And just to give you an idea of how big this launch was, within one day, Sora was already the number 3 free app on Apple's App Store, right behind ChatGPT and Google Gemini. And because the internet never disappoints, the strangest stuff went viral first. Mashable reported clips of Altman dancing awkwardly, Altman rapping on the toilet, even AI Bob Ross painting a gorilla fighting 100 men. There was also a video making fun of people eating up AI slop, which turned into literal videos of people eating messily on camera. Half uncanny valley, half eerily realistic. That's the vibe people are getting right now. But OpenAI made one thing clear in the rollout. They don't see Sora 2 as a toy anymore. This is a full platform for synthetic media. Altman himself even admitted they're worried about things like addiction, bullying, and misuse. That's why they added parental controls, team view limits, and Cameo permissions. They say they're not trying to build an infinite scroll machine like TikTok. Instead, the focus is on creation, on giving people a new medium to express themselves and communicate. And this is just the start. The app is invite only for now, but Android support is coming, international rollout is planned, and an API is on the way. ChatGPT Pro users also get access to Sora 2 Pro, which pushes out even higher quality video generations. This is for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.